Hi everyone. In the previous video we saw that how we can add multiple vertical rays in an Excel chart. In this video we will see that how we can add multiple horizontal rays in an Excel chart. Process is going to be a bit different from what we discussed in the last video, so please make sure that you watch the video till the end. We are using the same historical price data that we have used in the previous video. So this data is same here. This data is a bit different here. So we have the dates here, we have the corresponding prices here, and we have the support levels. That the first support level is for this stock price is, let's say, 433.8. This is the first support level. This is the second support level. This is the third support level, and so on. So these are the support levels that we have, and we will see that how we can plot these support levels as horizontal rays on Excel chart. So let's get started, and our initial steps will be similar to what we have seen in the last video. So we will select this data here, historical prices, and we will insert a line chart. So we will select this, go to insert tab, recommended charts. We will select this line chart here. Let's click on OK. And we have this chart here. We will increase the size of the chart area, and we will delete these grid lines. We will delete this chart title here. So we have this line chart here. Then we have to add these support levels as well here on this chart as a scatter plot. So for that, we will select this chart here. We will go to chart design, select data, add, and let's say our series name is price and our series values are these values here. Let's click on OK. OK. Then we will again go to chart design tab, change chart type, combo. And for this closing series, we will change the chart type back to again this line chart. And for this price series here, we will change this to scatter plot here. And we will click on OK. Then we will again select this chart here, chart design tab, and select data. And we will select this price series here, click on edit. And series name is correct here. Y series Y values are correct here. We have to input the series X values here, which will be the dates here. So we will select these dates, click on OK, click on OK again, and we have these date series plotted here, right, as scatter plots. So we have this thing here, and until here the process is exactly same as what we discussed in the last video. Now it will change a bit. So we will select this chart here, go to format, and from this drop down we will select series price. So we have this series price selected. Then we will go to chart design tab, add elements, and we will add error bars. So we will select this standard error bar option. So we have error bars inserted here. Then we will go to format tab again, and from this drop down we will select Y error bars. We have to delete Y error bars as opposed to the last video. So in the previous video, when we had to add vertical error bars, vertical rays, we deleted these we deleted X error bars. For now, we will delete these Y error bars because we don't need them. So we will delete them. So just by pressing delete key here, right? So we have them deleted here. We will again go to format tab, and from this we will select X error bars. So X error bars are selected. We will go click here on format selection, or we could also use the shortcut key Ctrl+1 in order to open the format window. So we will click on format selection, and from here, since we are inserting horizontal rays here, we only want error bars to expand in the positive sign in the right side. So we will select this plus here and no cap. And let's try that what will happen if we select this percentage here. So we will change, let's say, this percentage to 100. And if we see the result, we are not getting the expected results just like we did in the previous video for vertical rays. So this doesn't seem to be working here. So what can we do here? Let's explore the options here. So we will again select these error bars, and we will click on custom here for now. And we will see that how we can insert error bars by specifying some values here, right? So we will see that way out. So for now, let's come out of this. And for this, what we will do, we will specify the custom distance for each of the dates here and how we can do that. So if we see here in this chart, what is the distance of, let's say, this point? So the date here is 4th of December, this date here. So what is the distance of this point from the end? So the ending point is the maximum date that we have in this data here, right? Which is 16th of Feb. Since this data is sorted in ascending order, we know that the last date here that we have on the x-axis is 16th of Feb. So we have to find out the distance of number of days that we have from the last date in this series, right? So that will be our task here. So for that, what we can do as our first step, let's find out that what is the maximum date that we have in this data. And for that, we will use max function. So max, and we will select this entire values, and let's close the bracket. Let's press enter. So this is the maximum date that we have here. Now we have to find the distance of this date from the dates that we have here, right? In order to get the number of days that we have to plot here. So that will be the distance, that will be the size of that error bar, X error bar, right? So for that, what we will do from this maximum date, we will subtract this date here, and we will add one for the last date as well, to include the last date as well. So we will add 1 day here, and let's see what is the result that we get. We can change the type here to general. So we get this distance here, that from 15th February 2023. So let's say this is the point that we have here, 15th February 2023. What is the distance from the last day in this series? So this is the distance that we have, 367 days, and that will become the size of our X error bar as well in the positive direction. So that is the idea that we will have. And similarly, we will find out the custom distance for each of the dates here. So we will fix this reference first of all. So let's fix this reference by using F4 key, press enter, and we will drag this down, right? We will have to fix this distance. If we don't fix this, if we keep it as it is and we don't fix this, and if we drag this down, for now the results seem to be correct here, the calculation seem to be correct here, but our range has shifted here, so we wish to keep that fixed here. So one way to do this is that we fix the reference here by pressing F4 key, and we will drag this formula down. So if we check the reference here in this formula, this is fixed here, right? This is not shifted. Another way to do this is without fixing the cell reference is that we again, let's say, remove the references from here by pressing F4 key thrice and press enter. So we get this result. Right now the reference is not fixed here. What we can do, instead of selecting this single value here, we can select this complete range of values here, right, as an array, and this will give us the result as an array as well. So right now what we are getting the result as a dynamic array. And what does it do for us? That it saves us from thinking so much about cell referencing here, right? That which part do we have to fix and which part we don't have to fix. And one more advantage is that we can make our chart dynamics as well by using dynamic arrays. We will cover that part in some another video, but that is also a possibility. Now the next target is that we plot these distances as the distance of those X error bars for these points here. So we will select this chart, go to format tab, and from this drop down we will select X error bars. So they are selected, and we will click on format selection and plus no cap, and in our custom value we will specify the values here, and as our positive error value we will select this range here, and as our negative value we will give 0 here, but it doesn't matter because we have already selected plus here, right, as our direction. So that doesn't matter, but we will specify 0 here. Let's click on OK, and we have the error bars inserted, and we have the correct distance here, right? As you can see, they are correctly linked here to the last. So now what we can do, we can select the scatter plot dots here, and let's press Ctrl+1 in order to open that format window, and then we can go to fill options, marker options, and let's increase the size of these markers. Then let's fill them with a different color, let's say this color, and let's have no borders for these markers here. Then we will select these error bars, again Ctrl+1, fill and line options, then solid line, and let's fix the color to this, and let's increase the width as well. So, so we have these multiple horizontal rays inserted here, right? Now, one of the shortcomings of using this as a reference point is that we will have to use another series for inserting data labels as well. So right now, if we insert data labels as well, so if we select these scatter plots and if we insert data labels, they are inserted somewhere here, right? Even if we, let's say, insert them on top, this doesn't look good, right? We want to have them on the right side for each of the rays here. So how we can do that? For that, what we will have to do, that we will have to start a reference from the end of the chart. So let's see how we can do that and optimize this chart here, right? So for now, let me deselect this data labels here and let's move on to the next sheet, and we will carry out the same steps there as well. So we will select the historical prices, go to insert tab, and we can also select from here. So we will select line chart. Let's say we increase the size of this chart and we will remove the grid lines here and we will remove the close price here. So we have this line chart here. Now for inserting our scatter plot that starts from the end, what we will have to do, we will have to specify our x axis values and y axis values again here. So as our x-axis values, so if we are starting from the end, our x-axis values will be the maximum date that we have in this series. So for that, what we will do, we will use equals to max function and we will select this range here. Let's close the bracket, press enter. So we have this maximum date here. And let's say if we wish to repeat this maximum date 5 times, so what we can do, we can use if function. So if these are the dates, then we want maximum values here. So let's close the brackets. So we have this repeated here and we can have the same formatting for this as well. So let's copy the formatting and let's apply formatting for these cells as well. So we have this date repeated 5 times. We can do this, or we could have dragged down the formula as well, but we could use this shortcut as well. What does this do? In Excel, dates are stored as numbers. So in the hindsight, these are numbers and these are positive numbers, right? And in Excel, apart from 0, any of the values that we have, they are treated as true values, and if it is 0, then it is treated as false. So if we had, let's say, 0 here, then that would have not given us this result here. We would have got false here. So if we, let's say, change this date to 0, so we will get false here because this is 0 here. 0 means false in Excel. So if we press Ctrl Z, we are getting the correct results because these are true values, and we are using if condition here, that if each of the values in this range is true, then we want the maximum value. And we could specify else condition as well. For now, we don't need that, so we can skip that parameter as well. So we have got this result. This will be the values for x-axis. We will explore this trick with if condition more in future videos. So I have videos planned on this topic as well. So for now, we have these values here. So these are the x-axis values. Then y-axis values will be same as we have here for prices. So we could select this price range as well. Again, that we have as a dynamic array. So we have this, and then we have to find out the distance as we did in the previous chart as well. So equals to, and what we can do, we can from this, we can subtract these dates here and we can add one. Right, so we got the distance as the difference in number of days, and this is the same result that we have here as well. Right, we have the maximum dates here, we have the dates, corresponding dates here, and we have the distance here. Now the only part that remains is adding this data to this chart. So we will select this chart, go to chart design tab, select data, add. Series name is, let's say, y, and as series values we will select these prices here. Let's click on OK. OK, chart design tab again, change chart type, combo, and we will change this back to line chart, and y series as a scatter plot. Okay, we have this result here. Chart design tab again, select data, y series, edit, and as our x values we will select these dates here, right? Because this is the maximum date, we wish to start from the end. So let's click on OK. Okay, and we have this result here. Now the process is exactly same, that we have to start from the last and we have to insert negative error bars in the negative direction. So what we will do, we will click on format, and select series Y here. Then we will go to chart design tab and select error bars, standard error bars. And again, let's go to format tab. Let's select Y error bars. We have to delete them. So we will select them and press delete key here. Then we will again go to format and we will select X error bars, format selection. And now what we have to do, we have to go in the negative direction. So we will select minus here, then no cap, custom, specify value, and we will specify positive value as 0 here. Again, it doesn't matter because we already have our direction here as minus. So now we have to specify negative error value and we will select this distance here. Let's click on OK and we have the same result here. Right, we have the same result here. Let's edit this chart as well. Let's format this chart as well. So we will format these error bars here and solid line, and again this color. Let's say we increase the size. Okay, so we have this here. Then we have to format these markers as well for the scatter plot. So marker and built-in, let's increase the size to, let's say, 7, and solid fill. Again, this is the color, and border no line, right? So we have this chart here. Again, we could use better colors here and we could format this well, but the main idea of this video was to see that how we can add multiple horizontal rays in Excel chart, and the process is bit different from what we saw in the vertical rays video. So that was the main idea. And now what is the advantage of starting from the last, right, from the last date here, from the last reference point, is that we can add data labels here comfortably. So we could add data labels here and we wish to see them on the right side. And what we can do, we can reduce the size here a bit and we have them here. And what we can do, we can select these data labels here, press Control 1, and we will select values from the cells. And as our data label range, what we can do, we can specify the support levels here. And let's click on OK here. And we could deselect this Y value option and show leader lines. So we have this result here, right? We have the support levels here. Let's change the date to, let's say, 29th of May 2023. And let's see that if the results update or not. So it updates, and let's say we change that back to 3rd July. We have this result back again here. So this is how we can use error bars, scatter plots in order to plot horizontal rays as well, and how we can specify custom distance here for error bars as well. So that's it for this video, and I hope you are liking this series of creating charts in Excel. Please drop your suggestions and feedback in the comment section. Thank you and hope to see you in more such videos in future.